One of my last questions to you, Mrs. Sanyal. You've spoken about the demographic potential of the country, and you sound concerned, and this is something that's been echoed by a lot of chief ministers, experts. What should India do to get this right? Because we've seen the examples of several countries who are facing the challenge of aging population.
So we haven't aged yet, but we need to begin to think about this, because while we are in the demographic dividend phase for the next 25 years, do remember what this actually means. The reason we have just entered this demographic dividend phase is because 25 years ago, we had the peak in the number of children born. Since then, the number of babies born in this country has actually declined. I think if I'm not wrong, we had 29 million kids born in India in 2001. That was the peak. Today, that number has fallen to about 22 million. So, dramatic decline. We have a total fertility rate of about 1.9 and still declining, which is below the replacement rate. It is only at 1.9 because a couple of states like UP and Bihar happen to still have reasonable high birth rates, but even those are declining. But there are parts of the country where birth rates look like East Asia. And those states have begun to complain about the fact that they are seeing demographic changes because of migration from the north. But let me say, it may not last very long because those declines in fertility are also happening in the north. So rather than complain about this inflow of workers from the north, I think the south and the west as well, but in fact, interestingly, West Bengal too, which happens to have almost Korean birth rates in urban Bengal, you need to begin to think about how to at least ramp up birth rates. Now, let me warn you about one problem here, that no country in the world which has seen a decline in birth rates has been able to bring it back ever up past replacement rate. So, if we manage to do it, we'll be unique. But at the very least, we need to shut down all these population control programs which still seem to hang around in our bureaucracy. In fact, since you mentioned in our earlier question, what are the things to shut down in the government? Well, every kind of population control program in this country needs to be shut down now.